Hey and welcome to the Daily Manchester United News show. Let's begin with our daily news. Marcus Rashford hits out over contract offer story. Marcus Rashford has hit out over reports he could land a staggering contract offer from Manchester United. Rashford's deal expires in June 2023, but United have an option to extend it for a further year while a long-term solution is agreed. The Daily Star reported United are preparing to offer Rashford a deal of £400,000 per week. Rashford has now vehemently denied this, branding the reports as unhelpful in a tweet sent out during the World Cup final. Rashford has criticized the story, responding to a transfer news account on Twitter, which has since deleted the tweet. The Telegraph report Manchester United will trigger the one-year option contract extension for Rashford. Erik ten Hag said, "What we can do is to show him that this is the best club to be in, and it has to do with the culture of the club, but also in the way we are working together. It has to do with the way we play, the way we train, are we offering the right environment to progress further on, and it's also a financial issue as well. So if we do that, if we can tell him about the ambitions and how we want to fulfill the ambitions, these talks we will have with him, then it's up to him to make the decision. It's 1.5 years still on his contract, and he will be here." Rashford has been rejuvenated under Erik ten Hag and starred at the World Cup for England. For now, the forward is fully focused on helping United continue to improve and does not want his contract situation to be an unhelpful distraction. Danny Murphy claims Harry Maguire deserves to start at Manchester United. Manchester United defender Harry Maguire has been out of the fold at Old Trafford. He endured a tough start to the season, falling out of favour with Erik ten Hag, and has been relegated to the bench. Stiff competition from the well-performing duo of Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez has not helped Maguire's place in the pecking order. As a result, Maguire is battling to regain his place in the starting 11. However, he has cut a resilient figure at this year's World Cup, performing consistently for England. According to BBC pundit Danny Murphy, Maguire should be among the English players first to return to domestic football. The Three Lions' unfortunate exit from Qatar 2022 came at the hands of Varane's France. The second half of the season could be decisive for the Manchester United centre-back's future. Maguire will be hoping to secure more playing time than he did before the break. The absence of the two defenders Varane and Martinez will spell an opportunity for Maguire. He is likely to start against Burnley in United's upcoming EFL Cup match. Manchester United clash with Burnley in the Carabao Cup next Wednesday night. Danny Murphy believes Maguire deserves the opportunity to play after overcoming a challenging start to the season. Murphy said, "Written off by most people, he, Maguire, was outstanding for his country, which says plenty about his strength of character. It has to be admired. The big question is whether his face fits with United manager Erik ten Hag, and we'll find out the answer soon. The United team is more efficient with Casemiro protecting the back four, and Maguire will benefit. But if he does well and is still replaced once Varane and Martinez are available, the writing will be on the wall. I don't think the United captain will want to hang around Old Trafford beyond the summer as a bit part player, and there won't be any shortage of interest if he is allowed to leave." The former Blackburn Rovers midfielder said he could see Maguire playing for Newcastle United if Erik ten Hag can't accommodate the English defender in his current setup. Anthony Elanga in demand ahead of a January transfer window. Manchester United winger Anthony Elanga is the subject of interest ahead of the January transfer window opening, according to the Mail. The 20-year-old has started 6 games under Erik ten Hag this season, but when the Dutchman has all of his attacking options available, it's hard to see the Sweden international starting games regularly. All 5 of Elanga's starts in the Premier League this season have come when Anthony either wasn't at the club or the Brazilian was injured. The only time United's number 36 has started a game alongside the former Ajax forward was United's Europa League defeat to Real Sociedad at Old Trafford, with Elanga started on the left and Antony on the right. The 9-time Sweden international started both of United's winter friendlies against La Liga sides Cádiz and Real Betis, alongside Alejandro Garnacho and Anthony Martial. The Manchester United Academy graduate will be hoping to start alongside the aforementioned duo in Wednesday's Carabao Cup fourth round tie against Burnley at the Theatre of Dreams. Following Anthony and Marcus Rashford's World Cup exploits, alongside Jadon Sancho's prolonged absence, Elanga need to seize his opportunity, because when Anthony, Rashford and Sancho do return, and following Garnacho's increased game time, Elanga may find himself dropping further down the pecking order. Facundo Pellistri, who joined the club over 2 years ago, is yet to make his Red Devils debut, and after impressing in his maiden World Cup with Uruguay, the pacey South American will be hoping to get his own chance under the former Ajax boss. Elanga hasn't scored for a club or country since netting in the Champions League at the Wanda Metropolitano against Atletico Madrid back in February. Ralf Rangnick handed Elanga his senior United debut, but he is in danger of being left behind if he doesn't step up. Ahead of the January transfer window opening in 2 weeks' time, the Mail reports that Elanga is in demand. However, with Pellistri potentially heading out on loan come to the new year, Ten Hag won't want to leave himself short in the wide areas. Manchester United not considering extending contract of goalkeeper David de Gea. Manchester United are not considering extending the contract of goalkeeper David de Gea, according to Sky Sports reporter Florian Plettenberg on Twitter. The Spain international's existing deal, with a salary between 18 to 20 million euros per year, expires at the end of the campaign. However, the Red Devils have the option to extend his stay by a further season. While the 32-year-old is keen to stay at the club beyond 2023, the Old Trafford side have different plans. Erik ten Hag is willing to get a new number 1 to replace the shot stopper. De Gea signed for United in the summer of 2011 from Atletico Madrid to replace the great Edwin van der Sar. Initially, the Spaniard faltered a bit at the Old Trafford side. However, soon he turned into one of the best goalkeepers in the world. After the 13-14 campaign, the 32-year-old became the first goalkeeper to win the Sir Matt Busby Player of the Year award. De Gea went to win the honor 3 times in a row. He became the first player to achieve that feat at United. However, while there have been ups in the Spaniard's career in Manchester, there have also been downs. De Gea had a few bad seasons at the Old Trafford side. There was a point where it seemed the Spaniard's time at the club was nearing its end. Dean Henderson looked to be poised to take over from the former Atletico star. However, the 32-year-old has shown his qualities over the years. However, with a new manager in the dugout seemingly wanting to play a different style, it remains to be seen whether the shot stopper remains at the club beyond the current campaign. David Ornstein reveals Avram Glazer has held talks with investors from Saudi Arabia and Qatar. Manchester United co-owner Avram Glazer has held talks with potential investors from Saudi Arabia and Qatar during his trip to Doha, The Athletic's David Ornstein reports. Earlier last month, the Glazer family confirmed that they are exploring strategic alternatives for the Red Devils, which includes partial investment as well as a possible sale. United have since appointed the Rainey Group to find potential buyers for the club, and it appears the process is already on the way, with Avram in talks with investors. Rainey anticipates a full sale of the club between 6 to 7 billion pounds by the end of March. Avram recently said that his family are going through the process and are not considering a sale for now. He added that he is only present in Qatar to watch the World Cup. However, in our opinion, the 62-year-old is in the Gulf nation for different matters. Avram has watched just one game at Old Trafford since 2019. We are surprised over his sudden football interest. The main reason for the visit could be future investment into the club. United fans will be hoping that there is an individual consortium prepared to meet the Glazers' style demands next year. The club needs a huge investment into the squad as well as the stadium and the training facilities. There should be a willingness to spend without any hesitation, something the Glazers have hardly done. Manchester United are still interested in Barcelona midfielder Frenkie de Jong. Manchester United are still interested in signing Barcelona and the Netherlands midfielder Frenkie de Jong, according to BBC Sport. The Red Devils spent almost all of the summer pursuing a deal for the 25-year-old midfielder. However, his reluctance to leave the Spanish club made it really hard for the Premier League side to secure his signature. Ultimately, he stayed put while United bought Casemiro from Real Madrid for £60 million and also signed former Tottenham Hotspur midfielder Christian Eriksen on a free transfer. Both the new additions have proven to be critical for Erik ten Hag so far. However, ten Hag still wants former Ajax Amsterdam midfielder De Jong and believes he will fit perfectly in the squad. The 25-year-old has been a regular feature for Barcelona this season, playing in 17 games for them in all competitions. The Dutchman also travelled to Qatar for the World Cup, where he started in all the matches for his country, helping them reach the quarter-finals. De Jong is no doubt one of the best midfielders in the game. The former Ajax man can unlock defenses with one pass and was also a crucial member of that famous Ajax squad that reached the semi-finals of the Champions League with the United boss at the helm then. It remains to be seen if the Red Devils make an offer for the midfielder in January. While the fans would love the player in their team, they would like to avoid another saga surrounding the midfielder and the club, similar to that which happened in the summer. Ruud van Nistelrooy has hinted that Manchester United target Cody Gakpo could be sold in January. In what will come as a boost to Manchester United in their pursuit of PSV Eindhoven forward Cody Gakpo, their head coach Ruud van Nistelrooy has hinted that the player could leave the club in January. The 23-year-old has been heavily linked with a move to the Manchester-based club. He was on the radar during the summer, and the player even admitted that he held talks with boss Erik ten Hag about a potential move. Now, former Red Devil striker PSV coach Nistelrooy, while speaking to Football International, has hinted that he could be forced to sell the Dutchman next month, although he would prefer to let him leave next summer. He said, "If I have the choice, I prefer the summer, but it can also be now. You just know there comes a time when you can't say no." Gakpo has been one of the most informed players in Europe this season. The 23-year-old has scored 13 times and assisted another 17 in 24 appearances in all competitions for the Dutch club. He continued his form at the World Cup too, where he scored 3 in 5 games and the Netherlands crashed out in the quarter-finals. Ten Hag needs to add a striker to his team. Gakpo is primarily a left winger. The 23-year-old can be deployed anywhere in the front line. He has also shown that he is equally threatening when used as an attacking midfielder, giving Ten Hag multiple options to use him. With Nistelrooy hinting that the player could leave next month, the Red Devils should be prepared to make an advocate offer to make it true. It remains to be seen if Ten Hag can land his target this time. Wayne Rooney urges Kylian Mbappe to leave PSG for Manchester to reach Messi and Ronaldo's level. Manchester United legend Wayne Rooney has urged Kylian Mbappe to join the Red Devils or Real Madrid to reach the heights of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Mbappe has been a fantastic player for Paris Saint-Germain over the past 4 years. He has registered 190 goals and 93 assists from just 190 appearances in all competitions. The 23-year-old is clearly one of the leading players in world football at the moment, but Rooney feels he needs to leave Les Parisiens for United or Madrid to make the next step. Rooney told Sports 18, "I think he needs to leave that club and go to the Premier League. PSG is a massive club, but I think he's done everything he can in the League One. Maybe a Manchester or Real Madrid move. If he needs to reach the level of Messi and Ronaldo, I think he needs to join Manchester United or Real Madrid." United are currently in a period of transition under manager Erik ten Hag, and their minimum objective for the season should be to qualify for the Champions League. If they manage to do so, they have a good chance of pursuing world-class players next summer, but a deal for Mbappe looks an improbable prospect for the club. Aside from a world record fee for the Frenchman, they would also need to shatter their wage structure. Mbappe earns a staggering £1 million per week at PSG. Such wages would obviously create unrest within the United dressing room. On top of this, Mbappe's arrogant attitude may also not go well with the manager. The fans would welcome the prospect of signing the 2022 World Cup Golden Boot winner, but in reality, the club are not in a position to spend such sums of money amid financial fair play concerns. I will be uploading daily Man United news show, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.